Hi, welcome to the Leadership Lab. Pharmaceutical statistics is a very important function in the pharmaceutical industry. Today, we have with us someone who has had 17 years of work experience in this domain. Ms. Nirali Mehta has been associated with some of the top brands like Wockhardt, Torrent, and in the year 2013, she started her own company called Pharmastats. It is now one of the fastest growing biostat training institute and a biostat consultancy service in the country. Ms. Nirali Mehta has been a speaker at a lot of webinars, seminars, training workshops, and events across the country. Her constructive approach and out of the box thinking makes her a motivation to all the students across the globe. A classic example of woman empowerment. She has been awarded as a Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2018-2019 by the Lions Club International, Ahmedabad. Let us welcome Ms. Nirali Mehta at the Leadership Lab.
First of all, good morning, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us at the Leadership Lab.
Yeah,
I'm sure
thank
the
you.
students, I'm sure the students will have a lot to learn from you and from your immense experience in this industry. Uh, Ma'am, my first question to you is, what is your current job profile and what exactly do you do at Pharmastats?
First of all, thank you, Pranav, for inviting me for this leadership lab. And you found that I'm the suitable candidate for this talk. Uh, Actually, I did my MSc in statistics in 2003. Then I pursued MPhil and then PhD. I'm working in pharma industry since last 17 years as a biostatistician. Since last 7 years, I'm running my own company, Pharmastats, which is a statistical consultancy service provider organization. As well as we train students and we mentor them, and we help them to get into the industry through their placements. So this is a small task I'm doing since last 7 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, what is the current industry scenario with respect to your profile, like with statistics, biostats, or pharmastats? What's the current industry scenario going?
Uh, Current industry scenario, I just would like to say in last 3 months everything has changed. There is no current scenario. Yes, before 3 months the situation was totally different, and currently the situation is absolutely different. The scenario is tough. People and organizations are looking for less manpower and higher level of efforts from their end. So this is the scenario. Job opportunities will be lesser, and to get into the industry through placements, it would be little difficult compared to earlier days, because everyone is facing lots of issue due to this pandemic. Thanks.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. And ma'am, what kind of growth prospects are available for the students in the pharma industry? Like, if a student wishes to join the domain, how do you see the students growing in this industry?
If you talk about pharma industry, I tell you it's never ending process, because we require a drug. Each and every patient, suppose if you consider the blood pressure patient, diabetic patient, every day they required at least a one drug for to survive in this, you know, life. So I suggest, pharmaceutical industry is always an evergreen field and future, but it's not the same when I started my career. I started my career in 2003. At time we were doing so many things manually. Gradually, lots of softwares has come up, and lots of additional new guidelines, regulatory expectations has changed, new system, new methods, many things has been developed in last 15, 16 years. And now if you see, the world is going towards automation. Okay, so those who are science students, those who are in a pharmacy line already studying pharmacy, they are fortunate that they are in an evergreen field which is not going to end ever. If you see the robot making companies, they may shut down in a future if robots are not needed, for it's not required. But medicine, It's never ending process. Okay, so first of all, I congratulate all the students, those who have done their bachelor's and master's in pharmacy. You are in very much right area, and this area cannot be shut down, and it's not possible to shut down. Okay, so always have a faith that you have chosen a right subject for your career. This is my first point I would like to tell you. uh, Apart from the subject, why someone recruit you, why industry look at you? There are thousands of B Pharm and pharmacy and engineering students are out, and why company recruit you? Why they look into your profile, what you have? So let's not talk about what was before 3 months. Let me just tell you what's today's scenario. In last 3 months, what I have observed, analyzed across the globe, what are the changes are happening in a research industry. They look very smart person. First thing is that, they want a versatile. Till date it was an expectation. If you have seen in last 5-10 years of um, years of industry, you might have observed that company was looking for expert people. This person should have this expertise. If you see today, company doesn't have that much financial backup with them, and they are also struggling for financial level. So what they would like to have one person who has a versatile knowledge. Even tomorrow, if company is looking for some advancement in their method, the student should have, the employee should have that capability to develop those things in house with their skill sets. So the situation is like growth is very much, and this pharma industry is going to boom, uh, in upcoming days. And importance of pharmaceuticals and clinical trials has been recognized worldwide, because people were talking about what are you doing as a, pharmacy, and what are you doing in a lab. We are engineers, we are doctors. Yes, everywhere everyone has understood the importance of pharmacy people now. Okay, and pharmaceutical is the only hope has been left today to survive on this earth in this pandemic, what I observed. Okay, so I suggest you uh, go ahead with lots of learning. Learn everything whatever you can learn. Don't try to limit yourself to become an expert. So yes, in a one particular area for your growth, you can be expert in one particular area, but also you should have a multiple and variety expertise and other areas also. Suppose you are pharmacy students, but you should be aware about the SAS, R, Python codes. Okay, I'm not telling to become a SAS programmer or you just become an R programmer and go and work in AI, I'm telling you, explore your knowledge. If at the evening time you have half an hour and you are free, you are just thinking what to do, getting bored, friends are not around, okay, just open YouTube and go with what is Python and how the Python is works in pharma industry, because AI is very much entered in pharma domain as well,
Right.
and which is going to minimize the manpower. So industry cannot replace the humans with AI, but they will definitely required in future. After 5 years, if you ask me, industry will definitely require uh, those students or those employees and manpower who can back up the AI, who can back up their advanced research process and new advancement techniques. So growth is very well, and I congratulate once again that you are in a pharmacy. This is not an area which is ever going to shut down, but you have to learn so many things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very nicely said, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, if you could just highlight a little about the domain that you are in right now, and how does that just relate to of
Okay,
the pharma profession?
okay. I'm into the domain of statistics. And without statistics, you never come to know that pandemic is going to shut down and the graph is going to steady or not, and your AUC curve will work properly or not. So statistics is is a heart of each and every research area. And unfortunately, fortunately, I'm into the statistics. You asked me about something me. Let me tell you, statistics was not my favorite subject when I was studying BSc. Okay. My father was an electrical engineer and I wanted to join his business. So I wanted to get into the admission of engineering, but unfortunately my score was too less in a 12th standard. Even none of the BSc college was ready to give me admission. Okay. So with the reference of one of the professor, I got the admission in BSc college. And uh, I in a first year we were in that time we were having a system that in first year we have to choose the subject. So I was desperately looking for the physics subject because physics was my hardcore area, because in my entire family everyone was
Engineers.
engineers and working in that area. So I was looking at that. But in a first year also, first year of the college, we never like to study. Okay, we just roam around out of, because we got out of school uniforms and we got lots of freedom. So I also wandered whole year and got very less score. And by force, I had to take the admission in statistics subject
Okay.
because because there was only 2 seats were left, and I was second last student on the merit list of first year, 450 student out of 450 students. I'm just laughing, but that time I was literally crying. What's happening with me? What I'll do with statistics? It's a commerce subject. It's not a science subject. I was having that understanding, but I was not having a choice, and I got the admission in statistics. In BSc, I enjoyed statistics because it's very easy subject, and I scored like 65 and 70 percentage in BSc. So I was so happy that all of a sudden I become a genius, and I started getting the percentage. After that also, I was I wanted to get into business, so I never wanted to do MSc in statistics. And I applied everywhere for MBA and MCA, and that time MCA was first or second batch only came out in India. Okay, so to take the admission in those line again required lots of efforts to put lots of clear lots of
Right.
entrance exam and something. So I just applied for that, and even in MBA and MCA, I was in the last page of the merit list. Okay, I don't know how come. I tried my best, but I wasn't. And by force, I joined MSc Statistics. So this is how my journey in statistics starts. And in 2001, 2, and 3, there was no awareness about the pharma industries, how statistician works in that. And from our university, I passed out from School of Sciences, Gujarat University. So from our university, hardly 4 or 5 students from the previous batches, they were in industry. Okay, so in those 10-15 years, only 5 students were there in industry. So there was not much awareness
Okay.
about how the subject works in industry. You guys are really lucky that you have lots of awareness sessions, and you have a Google. We were not having Google
Yeah.
also that time.
Right.
Okay. And you have lots of academy, those who can guide you, help you to get into the placements. So I was having only one thing, that I will become a teacher and professor, and that's it. So one day, my one company, Kedila Pharma, came to our college for the campus interview, and I realized, oh, so there are companies also, those who are recruiting, and they called us for campus interview in their company. And I have seen that was a central AC and lots of wonderful premises. I thought, okay, this is also the area where I can work. See, in 2001, 2, and 3, if you think about the air conditioner at home, it's a big thing.
Absolutely.
So if you think about, you will be having your own laptop, sorry, not laptop, own computer system and AC and chair, your own desk. It's amazing feeling, So this was the point who drive me in industry.
Right.
uh, there was not at all any interest to get into the pharma industry. There was only the, that you can say that this thing attract me. Air conditioners and wonderful office premises attract me to work into the industry. Yeah, but I gave interview in a Cadila Pharma, and I realized how confidence interval, probability value, hypothesis they are using for the drug development process. And that was my first experience. I realized that, okay, this is how the medicine, they design the medicine. This is how they manufacture the medicines, and the role of statistics is so significant. And that was the day I decided I will never go for teaching and training. I'm here in teaching and training after 10 years again. But I thought about that. During that time, okay, this was the moment I realized that I can use my subject in a real life, and it's not boring. Seriously, trust me. College life and studying into the classroom is so boring nowadays. You are fortunate enough there you have academies, and you have Google and YouTubes and online courses, those who are presenting with the cartoons and something in the live demonstrations and animations. We were not into that world, you know. So colleges and classrooms are really very boring, but the same way, industry is a wonderful place. Every day you would like to learn something new. Every day you learn something new, you know, and it's a challenge. Sometimes, suppose your professor tell you, you go and prepare this theorem, and you go and get the information for this, and you will think about it. I should, yeah, what is this? You know, it's a hardly five marks of this topic, and why should I have to invest my 5 hours for 5 marks? You know, this is how you think when you are studying. But when you are in industry, someone give you a task, you go and identify this method we want to implement. So can you imagine that method can bring out a new system or something in advancement to manufacture the drug, to research about the drug in a new way, and it's give you, you know, lots of energy. Let's find out something new. And trust me, once you enter into the industry, you will not sleep at night. Also at night also you will think about, my method was correct or not. Let me find out new way. Let me Google something new, how the other people are doing this. So this is how you will enjoy your industry. So this was the only one point I got into the industry with the curiosity. First curiosity was the air conditioner. And the
Top
second,
points in your job satisfaction, if I am not wrong.
job satisfaction, yes.
Yeah, like the AC and having your own computer was one of the top points in your job satisfaction list, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, second important point was, but after I joined the industry, I was happy because I was not doing repeated job. You know, every day I was not doing the same thing. Yeah, of course. Every alternate months there was something new which comes to me. You know, if I have designed something, I have chosen one method, and someone comes to me and tell me, you have chosen the wrong method. What's you are doing this? You know, you see these articles and they are doing something new, and it gives you lots of curiosity. I have chosen this method based on my concept, okay, and someone else is telling something else. Why that person has chosen that? So the life is full of curiosity and energy. So it you know, it's give you lots of passion to work for your domain. So this is all about.
Thank you so much. Perfect, ma'am. And ma'am, what made you decide to start this Pharmastats? Like you have completed 7 years just recently. I saw that you celebrated your seventh anniversary.
Hmm.
So how did you get into the starting Pharmastats, and what motivated you to get into this?
See, I believe that destiny is fixed. Okay. We think that we are doing everything, but that's not a truth. The better and the fact to truth is, someone has planned something for you. Okay. So I have not chosen statistics as a subject. I was not fan of statistics. I did never wanted to get into the MSc statistics. I never wanted to get into the teaching area. Mm, Whatever I
Right.
wanted to have in my life, I never got it. You know, I always come up with surprises by the God. He said that you go here, and I say I wanted to go here. Okay, temple after my 12th result to get into the you know, mechanical and electrical engineering admissions. Every day, twice I used to visit a temple, and I used to pray the God, please give me more percentage so I can get into the admissions in engineering. What you guys might be doing it, but God never listened to you. He
Right.
know that our vision is very limited, and he has always a wonderful plan for us. So I believe in a destiny. When I completed 10 year in industry in 2013, I started my career in 2003, and in 2013 when I completed 10 year, and I was thinking to celebrate, you know, it's 10 year in industry. Now I'm doing so many things and I have so much of experience. One sad incident happened in my family. My mother-in-law passed away, and you know, I was the only female in my joint family, and everyone at my home was in a business. My my husband, my father-in-law, and I was having a 2.5 year a small baby. So to go to the office every day for 12 hours, leaving them all at home, it's not possible. So I thought now it's my responsibility to take care of my home and my family. And yes, I was having a strong feeling when I gave a resignation that I cannot sit down at home. I'll do something, But that time nothing was there in my mind what to do and what not to do. But I just resigned and I started learning cooking because at that time I was not knowing cooking. We were having a cook at home both the time. But obviously, when cook was not there, my mother-in-law used to take care of the things. But later, I was the responsible. So for Inish, after 10 year of experience of pharma industry as a senior statistician, I resigned from that position. I started cooking. I started housekeeping activity, and I was new student and fresher at home. And everyone was looking at me with total dissatisfaction. I was not a good cook. Even I am not a good cook today as well. Okay, I was not good at housekeeping because it was never my passion in those 10 years. So I never looked at it. But I took 3 months to make myself expert in those areas: housekeeping, cooking, and take care of family members. And after that, I decided I would like to start something. And you don't trust me, Pranav. The situation was, I was just thinking, let's start some part-time activity because I never thought about I could work as a full-time
Right.
in those days. So I thought, I was taking lots of interviews during my career and freshers we were taking in our company. So I always wondered that they were not knowing anything, about statistics. Even I was not knowing anything when I joined the industry. So I just had an idea, why not to support them, to guide them what to read and what not to read. So I started my curriculum with a small amount, 5,000 rupees for 3 months curriculum. I said, you come and join me and I have a 10 years of industry experience and I'll give you lots of knowledge, what to speak and how to speak in interview, how to present yourself in interview. So it will help you to get the job easily.
Right.
Trust me, I've been to the college where I have passed out MSc and there were 60 students and I have presented wonderfully everything to them, how I can help them. And I'm from the industry. I was having lots of arrogance in me. I have 10 years of experience. I'm from the industry. I'm a senior statistician. And the students were looking at me like this. Who is she? Why she's all wasting her time? What she's talking about it? Because they were totally clueless what they're going to do after 6 months. I said, you come and meet me. And I was the overconfidence that I'll get the 50, 60 students because I'm, going to provide them a job. And I got only 3 students in the first batch. And I started my institute with the 3 students. I don't want to miss out their name because they give me an opportunity to start my career as an entrepreneur. Mr. Dhruv Trivedi. Currently, he's working as a senior statistician in Karmik Life Science, Clintha in Ahmedabad. Pooja Khatri, she's also working in Karmik, and Sudipta Ghosh, she's recently has joined Karmik Life Science. So all those 3 students, they have completed 7 years of experience, and those 3 were my first placements.
Great. All right.
And from the first batch, I was thinking about, am I able to help them to get the job? So because no one was knowing outside my company, I was a statistician at Torrent Research Center, but who knows outside Torrent Research Center that Nirali is a statistician? Okay, how to connect the people? Then I started getting the inquiry. Okay, who is in this company? Who is working in this company? I started connecting the people, and I started telling them, you interview my students because I have teach them all these things. And they are capable enough to run SAS program. They are capable enough to, talk about the bioequivalence and clinical trial studies. And they were looking at me, oh, really, freshers know all these things? I said, yeah. I have taught them all these things, guidelines also. And those 3 wonderful placements happened. And later on, the journey started. The 5 student came, 8 students came, 10 students came. So this is how I started PharmaStats. But one day happened, one student was there in one of the company at Mumbai, and he got some doubt in his project. So his boss said, how we will solve, get the solution for this project. It was very difficult task. He said, sir, can I ask my ma'am if you don't have a confidentiality issue, then I would like to take her suggestion. She must be knowing this. And his boss called me, head of the CRO, and he said, Nirali, how could you help us? And I just helped them. It was hardly a matter of 1 hour for me, and the problem got solved. And this is how the industry came to know, okay, they can use me as a consultant as well. Okay, so this is how my consultancy business has started. And I got it in 2014. I got into the statistical consultancy services. So this was the life changing situation for me. So destiny is fixed. You cannot design your life, but yes, you need to work bloody hard to get the success.
Absolutely.
Success is not decided by destiny. For that, you have to put lots of efforts.
Absolutely. Very nicely said, ma'am, and a very nice story overall. And yeah, absolutely true that it becomes very difficult to manage different things at the same time. So hats off to you for managing all the things and eventually making it this big in the industry, ma'am. So
No, it's nothing like that. Nothing to hats off. See, the situation when comes, you just imagine you are sitting in a AC right now, okay? And you are in a chill environment. Suppose during our conversation, your AC stopped working. How do you manage? You will manage the same way the
you have to
interview, right?
correct.
The
Correct.
situation makes people, make situation train us easily.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so nothing to hats off to anybody. Everyone has learned from the tough time of their life, and those who are not learning, they are not good learners. But I'm sure that everyone is learning from their tough time.
Yeah, certainly. And there are a lot of students who face difficult situations in some or the other way and eventually come out like successful. So that's what, as you said rightly, that everybody has to learn from their own experiences and
Yes,
eventually get out of it. Just by sheer hard work and perseverance, they can achieve what they want to achieve.
yes.
And ma'am, any like it's been almost, as you said, 17 years with the transition from industry to now into your own firm. Uh, there might be a lot of challenges, as you also said, you face challenges almost every day. Uh,
Every day.
and you already mentioned about your scores as one of the challenge. You already mentioned about getting into the job as one of the challenges. So how any certain challenges that you remember very clearly and anything that you did specifically to overcome those challenges? And also you mentioned about the 3 month internship program at your home for cooking, housekeeping. And so apart from
No,
that,
no.
if there's anything specific you remember.
Um, See, challenges, everyone has a different way to look at the life. Okay. I born and brought up in a Gujju family, Gujju business family. So from the childhood, I have seen that my father was struggling from day to night, and for whole months he was traveling and he was staying on site and not coming to home. So struggle word is not there in our dictionary. In my entire family, if you ask someone, okay, are you struggling? Everyone says, what is struggle? See, it's a life. Every day something new comes to you, and you need to learn how to handle the situation. Okay, so I would like to pass on this message to student. Uh, don't think that something is a challenge. Okay, and if you think that, okay, we cannot ignore that word as a challenge because it's difficult. So I have one slogan with me, and since long years I write down the slogans in my each Neve diary on the first page. I love to challenge the challenges. Okay, so if there is no challenge, life is so boring.
Absolutely.
If you nothing to do every day something new, it's difficult. For me to the biggest challenge is to wear sari. Okay, someone tell me you come along with you wear the sari in our occasion. I just feel that it's the biggest challenge of my life. Why to wear sari? So for me the biggest challenge is to wear sari, not to face the problem in my business, to face the problem in my task. Because the work which gives me money, which gives me name, which gives me fame, which is my passion, which is my enthusiasm. I spent lots many years to study statistics. I have spent so many years to work in this industry. This industry cannot be a challenge for me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so see, the challenge word you take some other way. I tell you, we were the student, in our childhood, someone tell you can't jump from this. Okay, you cannot beat me in a bicycle race. What do you used to do in those days?
Yeah.
Do you think that is a challenge? No. Oh, come on, man, I'll show you how I can beat you. And you start working on it.
Right.
So it's a challenge. So challenge is a normal thing, and it has to be in a life, because if the challenge is not there, you cannot go up. So if a challenge has to be there. See, today's biggest challenge is to get the placements. Lots of private academies, including my academy, we are facing the trouble that our students are getting layoff from the companies. Those who are not getting the job, they are also waiting when they will get into the industry. They are spending money and time. And patience is the biggest question now. Till how long they have to wait? Okay, so this is again a challenge. Okay, so you always need to learn how to turn challenges in opportunity. Okay, so I personally say this is the best time you can get into your life. Okay, you can do anything. You can you can learn so many things. You can, and even so many institutes, private institute, very expensive courses, they are doing freely.
Right.
Okay, SAIS has opened so many webinars and other sessions free for the students. They are giving certification for that. Free of cost, you are getting everything in this 3 months. Okay, turn this tough time and an opportunity. So I don't think so. I don't want to remember any incidents as a specific challenge. Every day I am struggling with my client for the negotiation of the project as well, project cost as well. And there are lots of challenges. If you want to go to office and your car or scooter got the puncture, that's also a challenge. How to reach the office on time. Okay.
Absolutely.
So challenge is a part of our life, and you need to take it easy. Okay, fine. Let's find out the solution. So rather looking into that, it's a challenge. You just think, okay, fine. Now what to next, and how to come out from this. So that's the only point.
Very nice perception of the word challenge, ma'am. Completely different from many others, and a very nicely. I'm pretty sure the students have to note this down that this is not the challenge word should not exist in the dictionary, ma'am.
It is there in their routine life also. You give them iPhone Pro, okay, and you just give me them 10 minutes, okay. They will get into the iPhone, even they never used other than Android phone. They will get into the iPhone and they will give you all the solutions. So challenge, nothing is challenging in this life. If you like something to do and if you are doing it, you will get the solution. You just need to show the patience to reach that solution. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ma'am, one last question from my end, and then we'll have the students to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Actually, two questions from my end. Any book that you would recommend to the students for self-development? If you are into reading, anything that you would like to recommend to the students to read and develop themselves? And lastly, any message to the students?
Messages. Okay. Lastly, we'll go to the last. About book, I'm not fond of reading. Because we are already in the research, every day we are reading lots of articles and something. So since childhood, I was not a fond of reading, but I like to read a story book, which is not a reality. Okay, I always like a happy ending of the stories. I don't like if someone is keep inspiring and talking and giving motivational talks in their storybooks. You should do this, you should do this. I really don't like to read those books. Okay, so I suggest you should read those storybooks which create some curiosity in your brain, like detective. Suppose if you like, detective serials and something, you go and read those storybooks. Reading, why reading is important? I tell you, the book is not important, the author is not important. if I'll give you, I just show you. I have 3, 4 books like How to Think, Grow, and something. I have Jack Ma book in my desk and Robin Sharma also there on my desk. I always keep these books in front of me. I hardly read 1 or 2 paragraphs in a day out of it, just to change my mind. But what you should, reading has, why reading is important, I tell you. And interesting reading is important. It create a patience and it's develop the concentration skills. Okay, to read a one paragraph from this book, I should have a patience not to touch my mobile phone, not to look into the notifications. Okay, and I'll completely engage my brain in one paragraph to the 10th page of this book. Okay, so what will happen? I'll try to remember. Okay, that man has visited that place on that day, and that's why this murder has happened. So I'm trying to link my 5 days before page which I have read and with today's page. Okay, so it will help us to develop the memory power. It improves our concentration skills, and it helped you to come out from this your routine life. It will take you any book, any story book, whichever you like to read, about any story, love stories, or any sad stories, any novels, anything, someone's life story, any story which create a curiosity in you and attach you for a long time, you should read it helps you to improve your memory power, and it will bring you in a different world. It will improve your imagination power. So if tomorrow someone asks you, okay, you are working in industry, you are a pharmacy student, write down the justification about this problem. Okay, so that time you will be having lots of vocabulary in your brain. So reading brings vocabulary, and that's what very much important for all of us. Okay, so, and it's not necessary you read in English only. If you are a Marathi, you read Marathi books. If you are a Gujarati, read Gujarati books. Whichever language you would like to read, you read it. Okay, so it helps to improve your strength of your brain. That's the important part. Be free, but try to read hard copy books,
Right.
not into the mobile. Because what happens in mobile, when we are reading the books, notification come and immediately we jump onto the Instagram.
True.
Okay, so it's not going to help in a concentration when lots of vibrations and radiations are there in our hand. So it's not helping us for this.
Right. And ma'am, one message to the students.
See, you whenever you join the industry, okay, all students, you work as not an employee. You work as that you are owner of that company. Okay, that firm is your own firm. The moment you will start working like that, forget about the leave. Okay, if you are not going to office, they cut down your money, and they shout on you sometimes when your work is not good and appropriate. Forget about all those things. Whenever you do any task, something is assigned to you, always remember, they look forward to the quality, not the quantity. Okay, so always work as it's your own company, it's your own project, and it should release without a query. Okay, this is only the most important part of my life. I always focus on a quality. I do less projects or high number of projects. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, you just tell me, let me give you one example. You have your, just imagine that you are owner of one company. Okay, and you are recruiting one person. That person doesn't have any knowledge and basic, he's a fresher for your firm. Okay, he never had a hands-on experience. He studied a lot in a college. He has lots of degrees. He has high number of percentage in hand, lots of certification, but never worked on industry and hands-on experience. Okay, and you are recruiting that person in your firm. What is your expectation?
Right.
You want that person should work on high level of quality and high number of project as well. Okay, because you are paying them. The same thing happen when industry recruits you. They expect the same thing. Suppose that person, you have two people with in your department. Okay, you just imagine that you are owner of one company and you have a two person in your department. One person is very fast in his work. If you give him any work, he will finish it out within a couple of hours. Okay, other person is slower in work. This person is taking 2 hours to complete. This person is taking 3.5 hours to complete the same task. So you always feel that, oh, he's so slow, he's so slow. Because of him, I'm not able to complete the whole projects, and I cannot take more number of projects because it's slow. But the difference is the person who is giving the work in 2 hours, he's running 5 projects in a month, and he's running only 3 projects in a month. This person always give small queries in his work, which you always require to review. You cannot blindly send his report or his work or his account information anyone blindly. You always have to look into his work. Okay, and this person, he's doing a less number of projects, he's a slow, but he never give you a query, or very less queries are always there in his reports and output. So when you have a quality project with you, you have a big sponsor and you have a big client, and you want 100%, you don't want that client should go. Okay, and you want that that client should come again and again to give you this type of projects in future also. So you will focus on what? Quantity or quality?
The quality, of course.
You will appoint which candidate from this person and this person. You will appoint this person for that project. Why? Because that person is slow, but that person does a very less errors.
Yeah.
So who you want to become? And speed always comes with the practice. Okay, so if today you are little slow, with the practice of 3 months, 6 months, you will get the speed. But quality always matters. So if you release any document from your hand after joining the industry, you have some task, any document from your hand, irrespective of any high priority, you have to review the document once before sending. There should not be a single error in that. Review 2 times before sending it. So it will help you a long term, a bright career. Okay, and this is the reason why my firm is very much famous in a consultancy services. We have many European clients since long years, 4-5 years. There are clients who are getting very good quality level services in Europe as well, in India as well. Okay, but they do not want to switch over pharmastats. Okay. The reason, they blindly trust that whatever will come from here, it will be 100% sure.
Right.
And they have experienced that in these 5 years. Okay. None of our project trouble them, and get or push them into the regulatory queries or any issue. So this matters a lot, the quality.
Right.
So, and whenever you do some work, wherever, not at office, at home, everywhere, you always have to focus that you should deliver a quality work, because quality, after everything, after end of whole story, the quality matters, not the quantity. Okay, so if when you are playing PUBG, just let me tell you, when you are playing PUBG, okay, if someone interrupt you, your mother or your sister or your friend, you just have you ever gone out of the screen and just talk to that person for 2 minutes, 2 seconds? Forget about 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Never. Don't distract some. Koi goli maar dega. Okay, someone will shoot me. I don't want to die. I want to save my life, and you want to target maximum people. So the concentration which you are putting into the PUBG games, okay, the same concentration you have to put in your project work. So I'm sure you will be very successful. And always remember, the career is not a 5 years journey. Someone is getting job today, and someone is getting job after 1.5 years. Okay, and if you feel that, okay, I'm 1.5 years senior from that person, oh, come on, man. It's a 34 years journey.
Right.
Career is not a 3-4 years of journey. Okay, it's a 34 years journey. If you look at advertisement of the placement, what do you see in that? 10 plus years of experience, 6 plus years of experience. Okay, now let me tell you, there are 2-3 students are there, 2-3 students are there in your academy. One got the placement today and another got the placement after 11 months. Okay, because of any reason, we don't want to discuss the reason. Okay, so initial for 2-3 years someone will keep on telling 5 years, I'm 11 months senior, I'm 11 months senior from you in industry. Okay, trust me, industry believes in knowledge, not in a years of experience. Because I have only 16-17 years of experience, and there are statisticians in industry who are 25, 30, 35 years of experience, and they have a wonderful knowledge, they have extremely great experience. I have also a knowledge. So everyone has a different knowledge. You cannot compare yourself, your knowledge, your skill sets with someone else's skill sets. When I was working in industry, I was thinking she got the promotion, he got the promotion, I did not get the promotion. Okay, promotion. See, now they are in the job and I'm out of the job. I'm in a business. Where are the competitions? Okay, so never compete yourself with anyone else, what he's doing and what he's getting the job. Okay, you just focus your 34 years of career. I'm sure if you would like to continue your career after retirement also, then you can count many more years. Okay, but it's a long journey. Okay, few months and few years cannot drop you anymore. And if you see the female, okay, we all in our career, if one female has one child, okay, so she has 7 month full gap, maternity gap. She cannot work more than 5, 6, 7 months. Okay, and then also those women are successful today. So forget about the 6 months, few months. Utilize your best time. Put your 100% quality efforts, whatever you are doing into that, and I'm sure success will come to you. And success, I don't believe it's a journey. Success is a small chocolates which we want every day.
Right.
I read a book. I read sometimes, Pranava books and some slogans that success is a journey. It's not a destination. Sometimes I feel no, yeah, I'm putting so much of efforts in my work to achieve it, and someone is saying it's a journey. I cannot think that success is a journey. I just think that success is a chocolate, and I want this every day, end of the day, when I complete my task.
Absolutely.
But the students, you have to remember, these chocolates only you have to manufacture for yourself. No one can come and give it to you.
Right.
It's your chocolate. You have to manufacture and you have to eat. That's it.
Very nicely said, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Welcome.
this message. Ma'am, we'll now ask our students to join us for a few questions, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Uma, if you could please ask your question.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. But Uma, I would like to see you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning.
Thank you for your words. It's really inspiring. And actually, I have two questions. First one is, what would you advise to the students who are, interested in starting their own pharma industry or research company?
How to get into that?
Yeah, ma'am. Excuse me.
Can you repeat your question? 1 second, Pranav.
Sure.
You just speak what you want to speak.
Actually, I want to ask is, what would you advise to students who want to start their own startup company? Pharma industry.
Okay. Nowadays, I see that many youngsters would like to start their career with the startups. I'm not the right person to answer your question, but I may not be the right person to answer, but I would like to share my experience. You should do a job for initial few years. if you are working in industry, you will be familiar with the internal technical issues, okay, the subject knowledge, research knowledge, how the environment in the office has to be, okay, how to interact with team, how to lead the team, and how to deal with the projects and project issues. So my suggestion is, those whoever wanted to start, go ahead with their startups in the research and any other domain, but they should start their journey with job, because job brings the discipline in a person. So this is just my personal opinion. If I would not have done job for 10 years, I'm not saying you go ahead with the 10 years, okay? The world is very fast today. I started my journey in a very old world where the computer was the like alien in the home, okay? But I suggest you, if I would not have gone to the job, I would not have learned some certain disciplines of research discipline, how to flow, how to work, So this is my the suggestion based on my years of experience. Everyone should start up with the job. You should work somewhere for some time, and then you can come up as an entrepreneur after a few years. That's your choice, but you should at least learn some industrial disciplines while getting into the discipline. See, that's a movie, that Page 3. If you have Konkana Sen was actor over there. To change the system, you have to be in the system. So first of all, so for my message is for startup companies and the youngsters and youth, to get into the system, to learn the system, to change the system, to bring the new system. First of all, you need to understand the system, and without getting into the system, you cannot understand it.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Uma.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome.
The question, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Mrunan, can I see you?
Yeah. Hello,
Okay.
ma'am.
Oh, hi.
Hi. About the roles and opportunities in this field, like designation-wise, people who work under you.
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, roles and opportunities in this field, like people who are working under you, what they have designation-wise, which post, job profile.
You want to, first of all, I would like to tell you, I never say that someone working under me, okay? Because when I was working in industry and someone said Nirali is working under me, I said, I'm not working under you. I'm working for the industry. I'm working for the company. So that's the first thing. I don't like this word that someone says that you are working under someone. Okay, no one is working under me. We have a very good gang with me. Okay, they are gangsters. They don't follow any rules defined by me. They teach me every day on new rules. So see, first of all, everyone should come out from this mindset. Okay, if you go to MNC companies, even the vice president has been called by the name, not sir and ma'am. Okay, so the sir and ma'am culture has been given by the Britishers, which is not the Indian culture. Okay, we can call them Mr. and Miss and with surname or with the name. Okay, that due respect we can talk to them. Never ever think about the designation. In my company, we have 8 employees full time, and starting from the 6-month experience to 6 years experience, I have a team members with me. Okay, but all are having all liberties. If I'm saying that let's do this project like this, and someone comes to me and say, I have a one team member who always stand like this in front of me, like this, and I say, have you done this task? As I say, I don't feel that's a proper way to do. Okay, and I always say, okay, fine, then how you would like to do? I have an idea. Okay, so it's always good to bring that idea, because if I have limited idea, okay, and based on my ideas I'm working in industry, if I keep on using my idea, then what is the matter to recruit them? Better I recruit robots. Okay, So let's utilize their idea and think about it to designations and those process we do not have in our system. We have a team of 8 people and we work on the projects. Yes, programmers has a programming task, statistician has a statistical task. They are free to interchange their work also. Programmer someday wanted to prepare a report. I allow them, okay, fine, you go and prepare the reports. See that one person should have a versatile skill. And it's always good for me if someone is absent, my work is not going to stuck. One person is versatile person, so okay, you are not there, other person can do it. So work will not suffer and everyone will be having a variety of knowledge. So the designations and other things, I generally don't believe. Since long years when I was in my company, I did not get a single promotion in those 8 years when I was in Torrent Pharma. Okay. So it never mean that I do not have a talent. The promotion and designations never define your talent. Okay, it's up to you how you define yourself. If you feel that before 1 year when you join this company you were having good knowledge, but today you have a better knowledge, okay, you have a skilled up yourself in particular areas, you become a smarter, your presentation skill has been improved, so your designation has been improved, obviously has been increased, right? For that you don't need those things on a paper. So trust me, I have worked in one organization for 8 years. And in those 8 years, I have faced so many FDA audits and so many regulatory audits. I did many good things about my department and department setups. Okay, and my all bosses were appreciating me, but they were not appreciating on the hard copy letter, and with the percentage of increment. So that's okay. That the 10% increment cannot define who I am. That one later, that outstanding performance and good performance cannot analyze my skill. Okay, I used to analyze myself every day. Being a statistician, I even today also I maintain a diary. Last month, what knowledge I was having, and this month, what skill I have improved in myself. Okay, what were my weaknesses in my subject, in my personality, in my presentation, in my communication, in my teaching styles, in my subject knowledge. Every day, every end of the month, I evaluate myself. Okay, so that's matter. So in this whole 34 years of journey, if you keep on counting the promotions and designations and numbers of increments for just 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees of yearly increments, even if you see that the change in, someone is getting 15% increment and someone is getting 30% increment. Okay, so that 15% according to salary is hardly 20,000 per year. Okay, so when you start earning 1 lakh rupees per month, this 20K nothing for you. So why to spoil our brain as of now that I did lots of projects and I did not get a good amount of money in my bucket end of the year? Don't get into all these things. No one can steal anything from your destiny. Okay, so in my team, we have 8 people, and they are wonderful. They are gangsters. I cannot say they are my colleagues, my employees. They are my juniors. I must say they are gangsters. They don't allow me to sleep at nights. If they keep on working at nights also sometimes and keep on bothering me at 2 a.m. midnight, ma'am, we got stuck here. I said it's 2 a.m. midnight, but ma'am, please help us now. We want to finish this projects by tomorrow morning 5 a.m. So these are how the gang I have. Okay, and they are also thinking the same way what I'm thinking, that money is not everything. Yes, money is something important factor in our life, but money is not everything. So focus more on your quality of work, focus more on your knowledge, focus more on your weaknesses which you would like to overcome. Don't focus on the small things which is important for you today, might be, but not tomorrow. So consider long lasting career in industry, long journey of the career, rather than focusing on small things. It's not matters. I'm so sorry, I actually diverted your question in a totally conviction, but I think something different in this area. Thank you. Anything else, Monal, you would like to ask?
Hello.
No, done?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm sure you will not look for the promotion at your boss, okay?
Yes.
because because promotions and increments, everyone thinking that I have done 10 projects, some 99 project, and he got much 1% extra. Okay, but you don't know how the management is doing all these things. They are maintaining their balance sheet sometimes. Okay, they have a budget for specific department. So one department you already use so much of budget of your company, and other department did not use. So whatever they have not used, they distribute as a increment, and your department it may not come. So management has a wide prospect to run them and make it capable uh, to survive in this industry. So there are various factors why we cannot get the promotion. I tell you, this I think this is going to be published somewhere, and don't edit this, Pranav. I would like to add on one part. Let me tell you the truth. After 6 years of my journey with my ex-employment, I asked my boss. Everything comes to the department. Something serious, audit, quality, setups. You use me a lot. You don't allow me to go to home before 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And in the time of increments and promotion, why don't you remember me? You give it to someone else. Okay. So you know what word I have received from my boss? He said, if someone is very good in typewriting, okay, and typewriter is my most important role of my company, I cannot switch over typewriter to a manager position who is doing nothing. So who will deliver the best typewriting? Understood? So sometimes it happens your quality required on that designation. That's why management don't allow you to go high level of position. Okay, they hold you over there. And one more time I got feedback from my management. That was my attitude problem. I always like to argue with the management. I was in the initial stage of my career. I was not getting agree with my bosses what they are thinking, what they were thinking, and I never appreciate and respect their decisions. I keep on arguing. I keep on speaking like whatever I wanted to speak. So sometimes some disciplines is really needed in industry to grow. Okay, and that was one of the reason I was, because of some attitude problem, I was not getting the promotions. Okay, but those things should not restrict your career and career goals. Okay, you just have to keep on working on your weaknesses. The moment I came to know my attitude is the problem, I changed my attitude. I learned to respect. I started learn to respect seniors, their decisions. Okay, that might be some reasons they have taken that decisions. We are not the God who suggests everything a truth. Okay, so sometimes they are right, and sometimes we are right. But always respect seniors' designation and their role if you want promotions. Okay, thank you, Mrinal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Preetham, if you could please ask your question.
All girls? How come?
PharmaCAD, all out of the batch of whatever we have hardly 10 to 12% boys. Rest we have all, even in the teaching team, maximum professors are females. So yeah, we have a full woman power at PharmaCAD. Hardly there are a few males you will find.
So you are surrounded by lots of pandemic. Fine. Hi, Pritam.
Hi, ma'am. Hi. I had a question that you mentioned something about Python and softwares like this. How do you and where do you apply these softwares in pharma industry?
Analysis.
Okay, so after analysis of all the things, in what field? I mean, the clinical research or the sales and marketing, where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I tell you what are the softwares. um, I'm just thinking a live example about it, about the softwares, how it works. You have a full plate in front of you. Okay, you are in the restaurant. You have lavish dishes in front of you. I'm sorry, since long time no one has been to the restaurant, and I'm giving this example. Okay, but everything is there in front of you. But if you want to tell whether it is good or not, what do you have to do? You have to taste it. You have to taste it. And you ate it, right? And you said the taste was good. That's a clinical phase. That's a clinical phase. What you have tasted. Okay. But result you will face next day morning. Whether your stomach is suffering from acidity, gastric problem, some constipation problems. Okay. So whichever analysis is happening in the body, our organs works on it. Those are the tools. Whichever information you are providing, okay, they are distributing in different areas. According to that, they divide and deliver the result in the next day morning. Okay, and you will feel, okay, I will not visit this restaurant again. The food was delicious, but I got some acidity, so the food might be spicy from inside. So this statistics works like this. In a clinical research, the role of statisticians is only 5%. Only 5% role. We don't do a miracle. Trust me, statistician's role is too easy, and it's easy learning also. I don't know why people feel that the statistics is a difficult task. It's not at all a difficult. Okay, you design whole project. Okay, formulation department design the formulation. They put that formulation to the human body, patients and volunteers. You take the blood samples, you design whole project, you take care of the patients and their data, you document all those data somewhere, you clean the data, you follow the GCP GLP guidelines and everything. After all those bunch of data which you have, you are giving to a statistician. Okay. Now tell us our whole research, what it is talking about, whether we are correct in our research or not, okay. Whether it is fulfilling our objective or not. So in this type of situation, statistician role is only 5%, but it's a crucial role. If statistician is not aware about the right method, then your whole project, the whole 1.5 year clinical trials efforts goes to the dustbin, because statistician used wrong method over there. Long years ago, statistician used to calculate these methods through manually. I'm talking about 20 years ago, manually in a book or somewhere through Excel sheet. Okay, gradually the software started coming into the field, which started supporting a statistician to do it proper way, because all statistician may not do a correct calculation in Excel sheet. So ready-handed software has started coming. You just go to the Excel, click on an average, and you will get the average of 1000 data. So this is a software. Okay. So nowadays there are other types of software trend has started, because if someone has prepared a software, the Excel, right? Excel, if you add on the analysis tool, adding function, you go to the adding function, you put analysis tool in that. Okay. If you install that tool pack, you will directly get the 1 sample, 2 sample, t-test, ANOVA, and all kind of methods ready over there. You just have to feed the information, you will get the output. Okay, but if I want to run a Bayesian method, it's not a part of Excel. Okay, Excel is not providing. So what should I have to do? So in today's scenario, the world is coming out with the programming based softwares. Those are like SAS, R, Pythons, and other type of softwares, in which if you have a statistical equation, you can design the codes. Okay, and you put your data into that and you will get output. Suppose if I have a Bayesian method, equations, statistical theory I can run that theory in a programming based softwares. Okay, so this is a very good opportunity for statisticians not to limit the analysis. I still remember those days. I wanted to run a hoteling T-square in one of the well-known software, and software was not having that facility. And to calculate hoteling T-square through Excel sheet, it was very time consuming, but it is sometimes if I do somewhere a small mistake, the whole results will be wrong. So who can rely on my exercise on Excel? Okay, and it's repeatedly I have to do all those things, so it may create a loss of human errors as well. So programs are something like that. You design a whole structure, save it somewhere, all the time you put the data inside and just run it, and you get out with the results. So these are the softwares are very much used in a statistical analysis today. SAS is very well-known software, and many pharmacy students also wanted to get into the SAS programming. And some at certain levels as programmers, those who are having a pharmacy knowledge and from the clinical domain, that SAS software analysis system require those people also. Okay, when the analysis is related to the life science and pharmacovigilance and other SDTMs and other areas as well. Safety effects, because we statisticians don't understand the medical language, like what you understood. So that's why the SAS role is booming across the world. But as also that the world is moving towards to artificial intelligence. Okay, so in AI, R is open source software, freely available. You can learn from anywhere. SAS has also adopted R within the SAS. But if you would like to learn some artificial intelligence, ML level, you would like to work machine learning, you should have a good knowledge of R and Python as well. Okay, so in today's world, that now we have Alexa at home. We have so much of automatic system with us, even the car if you see today, right? So in this world of automations, we cannot think that world is going back to the 10 years and again the old system we are going to start. So everything is going to a robotic in today's time. So for that, we need some algorithms to define all these things. So R and Python, and there are various softwares are available which works on a prediction models. So statistical prediction modeling theory, okay, works on a artificial intelligence. It helpful in a data science. So a pharmacy student would like to move their career in science, research, and somewhere they should have a programming knowledge. But these programs are not difficult. I tell you, suppose if you have a knowledge of C and C++ language, forget about C++. A normal coding, if you are aware about, C language, then these languages are not difficult for you. All languages have their own. Have their own data structure. They have their own symbols and notification. So as you want to run the project on and want to add on, you have to just put a semicolon. R might be having some different symbol, and Python might be having some different. Okay, so you just need to understand the terminology, what symbols and what notations they are using, and it's not a difficult task if you can make a flowchart easily from any query. Okay, so these are the statistical tools. And not only the statistical tools, these tools are useful in each and every area, because it's an analysis tool, right? So if you want to take an average of anything, you are in market research or you are in the share market, everywhere you can use this softwares. But all pharmacy students must remember they can learn and they should learn all these languages, and they should utilize their skill to learn these languages. But always remember your hardcore area. Okay. I always tell my statisticians, they say we are programmers now. Okay. See, programming is a supporting part to a statistical analysis, to listings and to present tables and listing a data. It's a supporting part. Okay, it's a tool. Don't tell yourself that you are not a subject expert and you are just a programmer. Okay, and if you really love coding and programming, then also you should always have some interest about the subject and stick to your topic and subjects, though you are working in a programming area. So don't create a passion to become a programmer, but instead of programmer, use a word, you are a developer. Okay, then you are developing something. That word I always like, better word as developer instead of programmer, right? Programming anyone can do, coding anyone can do, but the developer has a have a full thought process in a mind from where to begin and where to end. Okay. So you can learn all the languages, you can pursue your career in as a programmer in artificial intelligence, in a data science. Google is already in a clinical trials, right? And they are also looking for a smart candidates, those who are aware about these languages, because Google is bringing AI in a clinical trial. Okay, so you can visit their Google publications and how they are working, what sort of courses they required, you know. It will helpful to you, but stick to the subject. I also like programming a lot, but I never say I'm a programmer. I say I'm a statistician. Many are saying you're a biostatistician. I said I'm a statistician. If you give me a data from share markets also, then I can do analysis. Okay, why I should restrict my role to bio only? Okay, I'm a statistician. So you are a pharmacist, your role is versatile. Okay, you can work in all domain. You can work in a lab, you can work with the patients, you can deal a data in a laboratory, in a plant, at a plant, and everywhere you can work. Why you are limiting yourself by saying I'm a pharmacokinetic person, or I'm specific CRA role? Don't limit your role. Education matters a lot when you make it a versatile. Good. Nice question. Thank you. These students are there in front of me, and I would like to say something to you. And I'm sure this will pass on to your future viewers as well. Okay. Nowadays, are you suffering from? I'll take 10 more minutes, Pranav, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Okay. Have you heard your parents or friends and teachers to telling you, what are you doing all the time on Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever, what is uncommon thing in Instagram compared to Facebook? Facebook, though, I think you might not be having login also. Okay. Because the dada, dadi, are there on Facebook, then what you will do over there? Okay. I tell you one thing, how Instagram can help you to explore your knowledge. I spend my maximum time on Instagram. I have my company account, my personal account also. So what I'm doing on Instagram and what I'm learning on Instagram, So I tell you what is my experience. If I put something on Instagram, it goes to all countries, and some people from the all countries, they start responding. Suppose if I have put some hashtag biostatistics and I started getting students from the Italy, Spain, South Africa, USA, and someone found me on LinkedIn and they said, ma'am, we are following you on Instagram, and we find you in LinkedIn also. Can you guide us on this area? I said, how did you find me? They said, through hashtag. So they are following some hashtags like biostatistics. Okay. So whenever something related to biostatistics comes, it comes in front of us. Okay. So, to follow Shah Rukh Khan and few film stars, what they are doing in their routine life and where they are going out and in, we keep on watching them on Instagram. Okay. And all friends who are there on their Facebook, the same friends are here in our private network on Instagram, and we are just liking and commenting and chatting with them. and rest of the time we are watching other videos of other film stars and public people. Okay, so let me tell you something else. uh, Pritam, what is your subject, final year subject?
Like favorite or the number of subjects?
Where you would like to look at the job prospects?
Um, Medchem or marketing?
Okay, you go ahead with these two hashtags.
Okay.
You follow these two hashtags on Instagram.
Okay.
And you will find how the European people are doing this, are marketing. Those who
Okay.
are putting marketing, it means those who are in a marketing area, they might be putting this hashtag.
Right.
Right? So if you follow them, you will see their way of working. See, we are in India. We cannot travel to across the world. Every day we cannot go to meet everybody outside. Okay,
Right.
in a conference and seminar and training. So you can follow them. You can see their activities over there, what they are doing, how they are doing, how they are marketing.
Yes.
I'm following hashtag p value. And trust me, there are so many students, those who are from the Oxford University, those who are from the Cambridge universities, and they are pursuing MPharm, medical, they are in medical students, but sometimes they get struggle in p-value and they put hashtag p-value. If they have brought some new concept, if they have a new book about p-value or hypothesis, they put those hashtags, right? And I find a different concept to explain probability value from those students. I don't need, so do you think so? Do I, after 17 years of experience, do I need to learn from the students what is p value? No, I know what is p value, but p value definition and the concepts of the p value can be presented various ways, can be explained by various ways. I can learn from the students. Okay, so this is how Instagram helps a lot. None of the social media is helping, to connect the whole world. Even Chinese people, even the European people, everyone you can connect directly through hashtags on Instagram. So I tell you, spend your some more time to find out some good books, good articles, good knowledge. Even you can connect them. Okay. If you find some fishy activity, you can block them. It's very simple. Okay. The social media has a very good option, block someone. And if you find that's a very weird activity, you can spam them also. Okay. So nothing to worry about to get connect with someone unknown person through social media. Okay. I tell you one girl. There's a small story I tell you about Instagram. Why it helpful? A girl. I don't know why she was following me, but before 7 months ago, I got a message from a girl, and she said she studied nursing. Okay, and she was pursuing as a nurse in one of the healthcare hospital in Italy. Okay, and she was following me on Instagram more than 1 year, and she thought she felt that statistics is very interesting subject, and she left her job. She took the admission in the University of Italy, and she's pursuing Master of Science with statistics now. And now she told me, can you guide me through some good books and good articles? Can you guide me how to improve my knowledge? And I'm sharing books, good article links, and other things to her now. So this is how the social media connect the people. Okay, rather than liking someone else post like Titanic pose and sitting somewhere and we like our friends, that's okay. Okay, but our out of 3 hours if you're spending on Instagram a day, at least 1 hour you should spend to follow those hashtags, to follow the post, how the people are learning. You can see there are many professors are there on Instagram, many universities are there on Instagrams, and they are sharing, certain kind of information. I have purchased 3 books, and 7 to 8 books I have downloaded through their help. Those books are not available in India about statistics. So one of the Cambridge University student, the second year student only, she posted her photo with one book, and she said hypothesis. Okay, and I thought, what would be there in this book. I never heard this type of title of book, and I searched those book in Indian market and I couldn't get it. Okay, I just connect that girl. I say, can you send me the soft copy of this book if you have? Okay, and she said, yes, I have a soft copy, and she forwarded, and that's a wonderful book with a variety of examples which we never read in our Indian books. It explore your knowledge. Okay, go versatile, go globally while sitting on Instagram. Okay, use social media in a proper way, because you know how you look like and how I am look like, how many filters we are putting before we post our photo over there. Nothing is reality on a social media. Someone is suffering a lot at home, mama is shouting, father is not happy with us, the environment is not happy, then also we are putting a selfie on Instagram and we are saying we are the happiest person of the world. That's not the reality. So the social media follow the reality. Go globally and get the right information for your subject. I'm sure you will get good information from that. Follow some Google hashtags. Follow some Google hashtags. Why I'm following all Google pages of Instagram on Instagram. The reason is I am recently, I just 7 years before I become entrepreneur, right? And since last 1 year only, I am having a team with me. So I want to make my team more creative. Okay, so I'm just wondering what the other global companies like Google and Facebook, how they are giving the freedom to their employees, how they are treating their employees to get the productive work out of it. And I have also developed that environment in my system, in my academy, in my office also. So I'm following Google. Okay, I cannot follow 100%. If I follow 1%, that is also more than enough for me. Okay, but we can learn so many things from global companies as well. And this is the only social media which connect us globally. Even you can, if you want to know something what is happening in Wuhan today, what are the Chinese people are doing, because in China Instagram is not allowed, right? Then also few people are using, somehow they have cracked some IP addresses and they are using over there. You can connect them and you can reach to the exact level of truth. Okay, so use a social media in a right way, which give you wonderful information. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pranav. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm sure, I wish everyone they can get the job very fast. Make your career a long career. Keep your vision very wise vision. Don't end up with your and end up with a hope that I'm not getting the job and someone else got the job. The life is too long, and keep on learning, and one day will be yours. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching the Leadership Lab. If you have any questions for our speakers or any suggestions for us, you can email to us on pharmacad.mumbai@gmail.com, and the title of the email should be the Leadership Lab. And we shall try to send your questions to the speakers and get the answers at the earliest. Thank you so much for supporting. Keep watching. Take care.